In just under an hour's time, the Dripping Springs ISD will vote to come out against the new school accountability law that could grade the individual schools A through F. The ratings are based on 4 factors: student achievement and progress, closing performance gaps, and post-secondary readiness. Those scores are largely based on how students do on the state STAAR test. Texas will begin grading the schools next school year, but KXAN political reporter Phil Prazen says Dripping Springs is likely to be the first of many school districts to come out against it.
Students at Dripping Springs Middle School work day and night to make the grade. But Monday night, the school board will decide whether to fight back against getting the school's grade from the state. The issue: more than half of those grades will come from STAAR test scores.
Not fighting A through F because we're not going to be successful in A through F. We're fighting A through F because we don't believe it's the right system to drive progress in public schools in the state of Texas.
Superintendent Bruce Gehring wants to see the law repealed and replaced with broader accountability measures like ACT and SAT scores and extracurricular participation, a move he says to community-based accountability.
As much local control as possible. Every school district in the state is unique.
The representative for that district, Jason Isaac, voted for the A through F law, but is now having second thoughts.
Common language that people are used to in education, A through F. And so, but again, this emphasis on standardized testing, it's way too high.
He says a year of STAAR test screw-ups has inspired him to file a bill making the STAAR test closer to 25% of the school's grade.
Grades were just thrown out. There are still students that don't know how they did on that test. There are 8th graders that were allowed to move on because their tests were lost.
Lawmakers can begin making changes in January for next year's fall classes. Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
The Texas Association of School Administrators called for this in a letter last week. Dripping Springs is one of the first to have taken official action. Business groups in Austin and across Texas argue for measures like the STAAR test because it sets minimum standards for all students to be career or college ready. The proposed plan calling for community-based accountability that would create rankings based less on standardized testing instead of relying more heavily on observations by teams to evaluate how well students learn lessons in the classroom.